You know, friend, I wasn't always the wrinkly sack of bones you see in front of you. Once upon a time, I was lean, slick, and quick on my feet. Hair like Elvis, smile like Sinatra. And now? Well, now I got a knee that clicks when I breathe wrong. Life's funny like that. But you know what's funnier? How we old folks, with all these years under our belt, still manage to make some of the silliest mistakes that wreck both our health and our joy. So today, I want to share something with you. Not just as some old man rambling into the void, but as your friend. Someone who's been there, done that, and bought the orthopedic shoes. So lean in. I'm going to tell you the 5 most common mistakes we old-timers make that end up ruining our health and happiness. Some of these might sting, some might make you chuckle, but all of them, they're real. And if you catch them early, you might just add a few good years to your life. And hey, if you find yourself nodding along or laughing out loud, maybe hit that like button or drop a comment below. We old folks need all the love we can get online. And if you want more honest talks like this, don't be shy. Subscribe to the channel, Wisdom Through Time. I promise I'll keep it real. All right now, let's dive in. First, we stop moving like we've already died. Now I get it. At 70, 75, 80, every step feels like you're dragging a bag of rocks uphill in molasses. Knees scream, backs ache, and don't get me started on the shoulder that starts hurting just because it rained in another city. Life's funny like that. But stopping altogether, that's when the real trouble starts. You see, I had a buddy, old George. He turned 72, retired, bought a recliner, and declared war on movement. Said, "This is my throne, Paul. I've earned this." 10 months later, he couldn't get up without help. Muscles don't get the memo that you've earned a rest. They just start packing their bags the moment you stop using them. And once they're gone, it's like trying to run a marathon with cooked spaghetti legs. Now, I ain't saying you gotta run laps or do parkour, but walk, stretch, stand up every 30 minutes and shake your tail feathers, even if they've gone flat. Here's a little tip from my morning routine. I dance to Elvis in the kitchen while my oatmeal cooks. Keeps the hips loose and the soul smiling. So friend, if you're sitting down right now, do me a favor. Wiggle your toes, roll your shoulders, give life a little movement. It'll thank you later. Hook. You ever notice how old people shuffle like ghosts in a horror movie? Don't be one of them. You're not a spirit yet. You've got life left. Use it. Second, we eat like we're still 35, but our guts disagree. Let me tell you a tragic love story. It's about me and chili dogs. We were inseparable back in the day. I could eat 3, chase it with root beer, and still play racquetball right after. Now, 1 chili dog, and I'm playing Beethoven's 5th Symphony in my stomach all night. That's not a joke. I once cleared out a bingo hall just by burping. See, friend, what we eat matters more than ever after 60. But many of us still cling to the food habits from our younger days. Fried everything, salt like it's snowing, sugar in our coffee, tea, and even spaghetti sauce. It's a recipe for disaster. High blood pressure, diabetes, acid reflux, joint pain, heck, even foggy memory. But here's the good news. Eating better doesn't mean eating sad. I switched my bacon to avocado toast. Sounds fancy, I know, but it's tasty, and my heart stopped sending me angry texts every night. One more thing, hydration. Most of us drink less water than a cactus in winter, and then wonder why we're constipated and cranky all day. Drink your water, friend. If it's boring, add lemon or cucumber. Or heck, stick a little umbrella in it and pretend you're in Hawaii. Hook. If your gut is louder than your grandkids at Thanksgiving, your food choices might be the culprit. Time to eat like your life depends on it, because it does. Third, we stop socializing and shrivel like raisins. Now here's one that breaks my heart. Too many seniors isolate themselves. They pull back from friends, stop attending events, quit calling family. They say, I don't want to bother anyone, or I'm just tired. Before they know it, days turn into months and loneliness creeps in like mold in an old bathroom. I've been there. After my wife passed, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I'd sit on the porch, stare at the wind, and hope the world would forget I was still here. But it didn't. One day, my granddaughter tricked me into joining a local art class. I said I couldn't paint. She said, who cares? So I went. And you know what? I painted a chicken that looked more like a confused potato. But I laughed, I connected, I felt alive again. We humans are social creatures, no matter how many birthdays we've had. Loneliness doesn't just hurt, it kills. It raises stress, blood pressure, and risk of dementia. So pick up the phone, join a club, volunteer at a shelter, or just sit outside and wave at people like a crazy friendly grandpa. You might just make someone's day, and your own. Hook. You're not done making memories, friend. Don't close your door to the world just yet. There's still so much laughter left to share. Midway invite. Before we go on, let me ask you something, friend. Are you enjoying this chat? Are you thinking, dang, Paul, that hit close to home? Then do me a little favor, will you? Click that like button. Leave me a comment. Tell me which mistake hit hardest. And if you want to hear more stories like this, more real talk from a man with 80 years of scars and wisdom, hit subscribe. We're building a little corner here called Wisdom Through Time, and I'd be honored if you pulled up a chair. All right, now, let's keep going. Fourth, we treat mental health like it's a taboo topic. Now this is personal. You know how back in the day, if you felt down, people told you to walk it off or man up? Yeah, that mindset still haunts a lot of us seniors. But here's the truth. Depression, anxiety, grief, they don't care how old you are. And ignoring them doesn't make them vanish. It makes them louder, heavier, and harder to carry. I spent 2 whole years pretending I was okay after losing my brother. Smiled at everyone, said I'm fine, but inside, I was breaking like an old vinyl record. It wasn't until I started seeing a counselor, a sweet lady named Marcia, who looked like she'd seen more pain than I had, that I began to unpack it all. I cried, a lot, and it helped. If you've got trauma, grief, regret, don't bottle it up. You're not weak for feeling heavy, you're human. Talk to someone, a friend, a professional, a dog even, though I admit dogs are great listeners but terrible at giving advice. Just get it out. And if you're the tough type who thinks therapy is for snowflakes, let me ask you this. How's that working for you? Still tossing and turning at 3 a.m.? Still feeling like life lost its color? You deserve peace. And sometimes peace comes from finally letting someone else help carry the load. Hook, you're never too old to heal, friend. Never too far gone to feel lighter again. Start with one honest conversation. It might just save your life. Fifth, we cling too tightly to the past and forget to live. Now I know this one's gonna hit hard because it sure hit me. Us old folks, we're excellent time travelers. Our bodies live in the present, but our minds, they're parked in 1972 with the radio turned up and our hearts stuck in the past. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful to remember. I still talk about the summer I met my wife like it happened yesterday. She wore this yellow dress, had that laugh that echoed down the street. I remember it better than what I ate this morning. But when remembering becomes escaping, when nostalgia becomes the main course instead of the side dish, we stop living. I had a neighbor, Marlene, bright as a button, sharp as a tack. But all she did was talk about the good old days. Didn't want to try anything new, didn't leave her house much, just watched reruns and faded into her own memories. When she passed, I looked around her house. She had dozens of photo albums, but no recent pictures, not a single one from the last 5 years. That stuck with me. So I made a decision. I'd start making new memories, even if they weren't grand or Instagram-worthy. I tried baking cookies from a TikTok recipe, burned half of them. The other half glued my dentures together, but I laughed like I hadn't in months. Friend, your past is a foundation, not a prison. Don't get so stuck looking back that you forget to look around. Take a walk somewhere new. Say yes to something unusual. Join your grandkid on one of their silly internet trends. Live now, right now. This moment, it's worth just as much as the ones behind you. Hook, don't let your last great story be 20 years ago. You're still breathing. There's still time to make one more. Closing reflections. So there you have it, friend. The 5 biggest mistakes I see us old folks make. First, we stop moving and think rest means stillness. Second, we eat like our stomachs are still teenagers and ignore what our bodies are begging for. Third, we shut ourselves away and forget that people are the heartbeats that keep us alive. Fourth, we act like mental health is only for the young or the broken, not realizing we're carrying decades of weight we never unpacked. And fifth, we live so much in the past that we forget to reach out and grab the future that's still waiting for us. Now, I didn't say all this to scare you. I said it because I care. Because I've lived through all 5 of these mistakes. I've limped through them, cried through them, laughed at them, and come out the other side. And I want better for you. You don't have to do it all overnight. Start small. Walk an extra block. Call someone. Drink more water. Talk about what's hurting. Try something new, even if it's silly. And if you ever feel alone in it, come back here. Sit with me again. I've got stories for days, and I'll always save your seat. Final hook: life after 60 doesn't have to be slow, sad, or silent. It can be rich. It can be deep. It can be silly, surprising, romantic, thrilling, messy, loud, joyful, but only if you choose to live it. So what will you do today, friend? Will you stay in the chair, or will you dance with me in the kitchen? Now, before you go, remember this. If this talk meant something to you, do me a little kindness. Hit the like button so more folks find it. Leave me a comment. What hit hardest? What do you want to hear about next? And if you haven't already, subscribe to Wisdom Through Time. Let's grow older, wiser, and braver together. This is Paul Walker, your old friend with a young heart, signing off for now. But I'll be right here when you need another story. Until then, live well, laugh often, and don't forget to stretch those knees.